Hi, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Erica.
And we're with AccuQuilt.
And we are going to show you today how to make our new Dancing Diamonds table runner. And it's made with our new Bullseye nested equilateral triangle dies. And Lynn's going to show us how to cut it.
Okay, we're just going to move this out of the way here for a minute. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Bullseye Equilateral Triangle dies. The set comes with two different sets. You get a set of blade boards and you get a set of foam boards. And the blade boards you can see here have the blade embedded in the board, and the foam boards do not. The foam boards are used for stabilizing your fabric. I'm going to show you how that works here in a minute. I do want to point out that with our equilateral triangles, we designed these with the dog ears cut off and notches here for easy piecing, so it's very quick and fast sewing.
Quick and easy. You don't have to trim those dog ears or have the little confetti all over the place.
That's right. Okay, and so to create our table runner, we need 3 different sizes of the Bullseye triangles. And a great thing about Bullseye is that you get, with each of these, you get 4 different sizes of triangles, and the triangles are measured by the finished side.
Right.
So you need 3 different colors of the 2-inch finished triangle. You need the green 4-inch finished triangle and white 8-inch finished triangle. So we're going to cut the 4-inch finished triangle now. So you're going to pick up your 4-inch finished blade board here, and you're going to want to make sure that the notches are facing the roller. So we're going to set that in the tray.
Okay.
And then
we're going to use the foam inserts because what is it? Foam blade foam?
Foam blade foam. That's an AccuQuilt tip for Bullseye. So we'll put that in the center, and then we want to take the next, this is the foam board, next largest size, and put that in your tray. Okay?
And then we're going to put the fabric on, and we're going to want that selvage edge to head into the roller as well.
Okay, and so we'll lay our fabric on, and you can cut up to 10 layers of cotton fabric, as with any studio dies. You place your cutting mat on top. With the equilateral triangles, you can use the large size cutting plastic, or the jumbo size works great too for the bigger triangles. So you just cover your fabric, and don't you have a great tip, Erica?
A couple of things. First is I like to put right sides together when I'm cutting them through, because then I can pull them straight off the machine and onto my sewing machine. Mm-hmm. The other thing I like to do, and it saves me some time and fabric, is to use strips of fabric, and I'll alternate the direction the triangle is pointing. So then I'll turn my fabric the other way, because I like to have lots of scraps when I'm done with my project.
Great tips. I did want to point out that with Bullseye, you want to slide your dies into the lower corner of your tray. You want to rotate it just slightly, and you want to just make sure that 2 of the points are touching 2 sides of the tray. So we got our cutting mat on top. We're going to roll it through. Okay, and I'm going to pick these up. We have perfect cuts right there. Give those to you.
And we're going to put the first shape together, and we're going to sew the non-notch side. So I'm going to sew that flat side together, and all of our dies are put together with a standard 1/4 inch seam allowance. So that makes it very easy for you, and they line up perfectly, so no pins needed. Another time saver. I'm going to show you how that looks. So we've got those green triangles put together now for the center part.
Okay, and then what's step 2?
Next is going to come the yellow and the red, and we put that together the same way. So we put the flat sides together again with this one, the non-notch sides together, sew them the 1/4 inch, and now we're going to be ready to put the blue triangles on.
Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring our table runner back out here so we can keep looking at it.
You can see we've already got one done here. I'm going to go ahead and sew this one on the other side. And again, we talked about those notches. It'll line up just perfect for us with our notches and our dog ears. I'm going to take it right over to the sewing machine.
So this looks pretty easy. Do you think this is a good project for a beginner?
I think this would be a great project for a beginner, because I think you could get it done in a weekend. I think you could easily have it done, whoops, all the way, not just the top, but the quilting and the binding too.
Great, okay, so now we've got that piece. Now how does that attach to the green?
That is going to attach to the green on the side, and again we've got our notch right there, so we're going to go ahead and...
Okay, so it'll be like this, right?
Right. So we've got one on there, and then there's going to be one on the other side, so I think I'm going to jump ahead and put this one on the other side, Lynn.
Okay, that sounds good. So we'd recommend that you can make all of your green diamond units first, then you can make all of your yellow and red units next, and then you can add your blue triangles to your yellow and red unit. So this can really become, you can chainsaw these units together pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing I like about this project, it's all straight sewing, right? No Y seams here.
It is, and people don't like to deal with the Y seam, and that's what makes it such a great beginning project too.
Right.
Plus you could get a very different look depending on the fabric that you selected to use.
Okay, so the next step it looks like here is adding your white triangles, right?
Yes, and we're going to add those on the side.
Okay, so we've got, I know I've got one here.
Got one started? Okay.
One started.
Well, we're going to save me a little sewing then.
Oh,
no,
we're missing this piece. Do we want to go ahead? Let's add that one first.
Okay.
Let's do that. And then we'll add the last white triangle there.
It's quick enough to do that.
I love the fact that you don't have to pin, because that can really add a lot of time to putting a project together.
And I'm notorious for dropping pins. So it saves time on cleaning up and taking people to the emergency room to get pins out of their feet.
It sounds a lot safer. That's right. Okay, so then let's add, this will be we'll add that last triangle piece, that large 8-inch finished triangle on that side.
Perfect.
So as you're finishing each of these units, then you can lay them out and you can put them all together. And then once you have all of these pieces put together, your rows are done, and it's just a straight seam, straight sew down the center to sew both of those rows together.
Yes, and I would probably stop if I was sewing this at home and go ahead and do a little pressing in between and press my seams too. We're going to show you.
Okay, so there you go. That goes together just like that.
Quarter-inch seam allowance again, and you're ready to go.
Yep, and you can see how it wouldn't take long at all to put this great table runner together. And there is a pattern that you can download on AccuQuilt.com that has all of the steps for you.
And you can also follow us. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, we're on Pinterest, and we're also on Instagram, and we have a great blog too.
That's right. Every quilter knows that
better cuts
make better quilts.